Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the review of a very underrated putter, the DGA Reef. Now, if you haven't heard of the Reef yet, don't worry, by the end of this video, you will feel like an expert on how this disc flies. The Reef is an incredibly beginner-friendly disc and is extremely straight. You just have to be able to control the speed in which you throw it, but it is one of the straightest, if not the straightest putter I've ever thrown. It has an amazing amount of glide to it. I don't agree with the glide 2. I feel like it's a 4 or a 5 because it has a crazy amount of glide. But it is very deep feeling, so if you have small hands like myself, it may not be the best putting putter, but it is definitely a great throwing putter. Additionally, for those who like beaded putters, it does have a bead as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Reef in action. This is probably thrown at about 30, maybe 40% power on a hyzer line, and it does hold the arcing hyzer, but this is a disc. It's going to flip up to flat even when thrown on a hyzer, and you have to make sure to give it plenty of air, because otherwise it is not going to hyzer out. But as I mentioned, this is a very controllable disc if you get the speed right, but it's also one of the easiest discs I've ever thrown for hyzer flipping. It just holds laser straight, put on a little hyzer. For me and my slower to medium arm, I put it at about 50% power. It'll just hyzer flip straight up to flat, hold straight, right to the target, and just glide forever. Same when throwing it straight here. Just throw it a little bit of hyzer or flat with just low power, and you get almost no left to right movement. It is just going to go absolutely dead laser beam straight. I can't stress that enough. Throw it with the right amount of speed on the correct angle, and it is the straightest putter you've ever thrown. But it is very touchy when thrown with too much speed, so again, throw it very, very softly, and you will love the lines that you can shape with this disc. But being an understable putter, it can hold anhyzer lines very easily if you put a little bit extra power into it. Perfect for just these kind of more gentle turnovers, but then also for the more big kind of sky turnovers, you want to give it some air, otherwise it may cut roll. Now let's switch on over to putting. Personally, I don't like it as much for putting because it's so deep and I have tiny little hands. However, for a lot of putters, it's great because of that glide, the floatiness to it. It is going to float to the basket. It's going to hold a very straight line to the basket. It really doesn't hyzer out. It just goes dead straight. So now let's go ahead and for the plastics. It comes in the D line, the Pro line, and the SP line as we've seen throughout this video. Now, for the D line, which I have here, there are little to no differences in the flight characteristics. It flies exactly the same as the SP. The main difference is in the grip. The D line is going to have much better grip, particularly in wet conditions, but it isn't as durable as the SP and will break in faster, while the Pro line will be kind of in the middle. It has better grip than the SP, but it will not season nearly as quickly as the D line. Now, looking at the flight of the SP and D line side by side, you can really see there is little to no difference. So when choosing what plastic type is best for you, it's going to come down to the grip and how durable you want it to be. Alright everyone, there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. The Reef really impressed me with how straight it is if you can control that speed. So if you're needing something for tunnel shots, this is the putter for you. And as I mentioned earlier, don't throw in the wind. Till next time, keep banging them chains.